Thank you so much. Thank you very much for inviting me. It is a big honor to be here, and I'm really happy to present Latvian fintech infrastructure and how our landscape views, and congratulate all of you with this perfect event. First of all, I would like to start my presentation with the first slide, where I just to show you how really Latvian fintech landscape looks like. So can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So as you see, the Latvian financial sector is quite well diversified. However, I would say it's still very young. Yes, it is still young, but it is ambition. Our effort as a regulatory, as a central banking, always was on the quality side, not the quantity side. And of course, we are very interested to see here new members. As you see, the current fintech infrastructure is well diversified. There are some companies working in payment sector, companies working in the data analytics, companies working in the blockchain, in peer-to-peer lending and crowdfunding area. And of course, RegTech companies are also one very important part, integral part of all the financial ecosystem, because they're helping other fintech companies to grow. If we can go to the next slide, please. I would like to show that our Latvian ecosystem is based on 4 major pillars. And those are not just a pillar, but it is very crucially important because those 4 pillars are main idea on which our fintech strategy, national fintech strategy, is based on. And of course, it is a regulation that should be in place, and it should be supportive to the fintech ecosystem and to the companies to be developed. Of course, the infrastructure and technologies, the companies have to get access to the new latest technologies and to use infrastructure that country is offering to access the talents and people pool, and of course to access the funding in a different stage of startup development. I would say that currently Latvian companies are strong enough developed in investment area and lending area, especially in consumer lending. And we see that the companies who are working here several years, they already are recognized worldwide in different countries, because there is like no borders for e-tech companies, no borders for fintech sectors. On the next slide, please, I would like to show you what are those elements that helped us during the time to develop ecosystem in Latvia. And of course, it is not like a job for one organization, but it definitely is input that have been provided by different organizations, including central banking, including Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Economy, because in any country, if you would like to establish quite good ecosystem for fintech, you need to work from the different perspectives. And of course, why Latvia is a destination for fintechs and why the companies are here currently and they are developing, of course, one of them is that we have a startup law. We have startup law that gives new companies very good opportunities to grow, to get tax benefits, and to attract the people and attract the talents in the most convenient way. Latvian State Development and Investment Agency did a lot of job to create startup visa, when newcomers, new companies can choose Latvia as a location for the further development, because the majority of the companies who came to Latvia from abroad, they see that it is a good potential fundament or good base for growth and for scale the business model to other countries across Europe. And of course, this easy relocation with the startup visa, it is a very good mechanism how to support the companies, especially outside the European Union. Stock option regulation is one more point that have been adapted 1 year ago, and now it is much more easy to make the retention process for the employees, how to attract those tech talents and attract financial sector talents to stay in Latvia and develop their own activities and business. And it is very important and crucial for any companies in a very beginning stage, in a seed stage, pre-seed fund, when you do not have like additional or significant equity to support your salary fund, but stock options give a fantastic possibility for employees to retain them within a company, and that is a way how they can get benefits when the company will be growing and company will be developed and company is planning next round or exit plan or get the profitability level. From the regulatory perspective, we did a lot of work to establish very good innovation hub and regulatory sandbox. So Innovation Hub is a place when companies are coming to the regulatory side and we are consulting them and giving the advices regarding what kind of regulation or what kind of application it is most suitable for this or that business model. It gives fantastic opportunity for the supervisors to understand what are those new types of the risk, what are those new types of the business model across the fintech, and it gives a good opportunity to see how these financial technologies are developing cross-border, how they are developing horizontally in all the financial sector. We became a good partner in a dialogue within our industry partners, and it was also one of our target that we are not only just a supervisor, but we are a supervising partner who give you advice and helping you to not co-create but co-establish the right path, right regulatory path, how the company can be developed. And during last 2 years, we have created quite effective and efficient fintech community. In a year, during the year, we have about 60 from 70 interactions within the companies when are coming to us for advising, and we are talking a lot about what type of regulation goes or not goes, or suits or not suits some specific business model, or how the licensing process will be established for this or that process, what types of the documents you should prepare in the beginning, what kind of documents you should be work more on. And through those kind of interactions, companies started to go to the next quality level, and they are very appreciating that they have always a team who is professional enough to support them in this stage. Regarding the transparency of the licensing processes, it's very important project for us. In the last year, we have fully transformed our licensing process. We made it much more easier, much more smoothly. We, as a regulatory by ourselves, also were learning a lot from our customers by adapting design thinking methodologies, and that is the way how we actually created new type of the quality process. Before the company is applying for license, we now are supporting them with a pre-licensing process. What does it mean? It means that this pre-licensing gives you the opportunity to get the feedback from the regulatory before you're applying officially with all your package. And this is extremely important for the companies who are still do not maybe have a lawyer inside, or they are outsourcing the lawyers from the different organization, and they're still working on the documentation. So another part is a well-developed infrastructure. In Latvia, banking ecosystem is quite well developed. Its majority it is presented and led by the 4 large banks, and of course we also have small market participants, less significant market institutions who are more focused on financial innovation, who are more focused on the fintech area, and of course they are supporting the fintechs with a way how they can connect to the SEPA payments and servicing them. And of course we see also some partnerships between banks and between fintechs in regards to RegTech solution, for example, or in regards on how to optimize onboarding process, or how to create customer rating systems. So we would, as a regulatory, would like to see even more deeper this current development of the partnership between banks and fintechs, but still we think there is a lot of things to do in this area. And of course, data centers and infrastructure, IT infrastructure that is developed in countries, it is also important to go forward and support the financial industry growth. In a place of digitalization, we also have state digitalization plan, what is helping us for the country to become more data-driven. And it is also the way how we, as a public sector, are showing fintech companies that we also are growing, and it is also important for us. So access to talents and fundraising opportunities in the Baltics are on development stage. And as a regulatory, we also do a lot to support the capital market development, as it is one of our priorities too. If we can go to the next slide, please. I would like to mention that the most important, maybe, or the most significant event that has been a huge achievement in Latvia, that in the beginning of this year we officially have been approved Latvian fintech strategy. Latvian fintech strategy has been driven by the Ministry of Finance, and a huge job is done in order to understand how and when and in which areas we want to have the priorities, where we want to grow, what exactly we're expecting, and where we want to be within the fintech sector. It is very, I would say, important pillar of the development of the fintech sector, and a lot of industry partners have been involved and supported in the development of this document. At the end, of course, when those much more higher priorities have been set, we also have a working group who currently is following the implementation of the tasks that are mentioned on the fintech strategy. And of course, the basic of the fintech strategy is the development of the regulation to decrease any kind of burdens. We also would like to grow the talent base, so educational institutions also have their own tasks, what to do and how to do in order to support the financial ecosystem. And of course, this dialogue that is already built shall be continued, and we need to continue to work on them even more. On the next slide, please, I would like to show more what are those instruments or what are those support mechanisms that we currently have in Latvia in order to support the financial innovations and to support financial sector to grow. Of course, there are plenty of them, but I really want to match and understand and give the overview of it, as without the governmental support, any kind of sector will be struggling with development. It is important that each government have created kind of rules. Those of rules or tools have not been created in one day or in 1 year, but they were developing. Some of them are still under the changes, but those are the general that are helping the industry to grow. And of course, as innovation happened, regulatory sandbox in Latvia, we have increased the capacity of it. We have released the employee times that we would like to show and to give to the new companies in order to work with them. We have opened a regulatory sandbox that is quite important also tool for the supervisors and for the companies, that they can come and test their own solution in order to understand is it complies with the regulation, or they can go forward, or maybe they do not need any kind of license, but they can shoot. We opened one more sandbox for the issuers. It is important to develop capital market. The capital market players also can come before they're creating the prospectus or issuers, so in order to get this consultancy and to be better prepared for the public market. And of course, to support the newcomers, we have created different roadmaps and checklists that are available on our page that the company can follow, they can see and use them and understand how all our processes are managed and what to expect from the regulatory side. To support the dialogue with the industry, we have created specific platform also, and Latvia's Banka, as a general regulator for the fintech sector, we organize at least once per quarterly events for the fintech industry. When we are going out, we are sharing our what we have monitored, any kind of data from the supervision or any kind of data we are aware on, or any kind of new developments in regulation on the European side, to give them the information on payment area, on crowdfunding, on crypto area, in information security system, in order to make the industry in the best way, because the maturity level between the companies is very, very different, and we think that we need to support them more until they will get the same maturity level that currently have the commercial banking sector. Last year, we have successfully launched annual fintech forum, and it will be also continued this year when we merging the industry together, also inviting the state institutions, public authorities, when we can describe and discuss regarding not only the challenges that are in front of us, but also see what we can do and how we can support one another, because this dialogue is also quite important. And of course, we launched some specific e-tools like Fintech Latvia EU, that is a portal, a new portal led by us, by Central Bank, for the fintech industry, when we are collecting in a more friendly way the information that is quite important for the any kind of the fintech. And we are also posting the information that is coming out about the new regulation or our references or what we see regarding the innovation and how it is developed. During the last year, in the beginning of this year, also ministries have been adapting their processes. The Ministry of Finance chairs working group on the fintech strategy implementation, and there are different kind of public institutions that are onboarded into this group. And the main idea is that we are going through the task in order to see how successfully we are planning and we are growing in our homework in order to support the fintech strategy, because this strategy have been the task of the strategies has been diversified to different organizations, to the economy ministry, to the educational sector, to the industry as such. And it is quite important that industry is taking a part in all this. Next one is also one important working group for us that has been established by the Ministry of Economy, and a chairs working group on MiCA regulation implementation. Why it is important? Because actually in Latvia there is no national level regulation on crypto asset service providers, and we do not supervising them currently. But we see that MiCA gives plenty risks and plenty opportunities for the companies. That's why under the initiative of Ministry of Economy, we have established special group when the Ministry, Central Bank, FIU, State Revenue Service, Latvian Investment Agency, and industry representatives and association are working together regarding how we are managed to launch this company, how we can help and support those companies who are right now working in crypto area to be better prepared for the MiCA regulation. And of course, the supervision and monitoring the innovation, it is quite important. And we are looking for horizontal level in a fintech, in a banking, in insurance sector, in investment sector, how those risks are allocated, what are our expectations for us to the companies. Currently, the fintechs who are supervised by us, all of them are under the risk-based approach. It means that we have created special framework and assessment tools how we treat the fintechs internally. Of course, we are happy that we are technology neutral, and it is also one of the supervision principle, but it is important to monitor the digitalization, how it goes, in order to catch the trends, what types of the technologies currently are on the top. Is it a cloud technologies, or is it a biometric tools, or is it anything else that could actually create new types of risk as for us as a supervisors, and new type of the opportunity for the companies to grow. And this regular monitoring and dialogue with the industry actually helping us a lot in order to be on a one page on where we are going, of course, together with within European institutions. And going to the next page, please, what are our priorities and where we are focusing? So currently, as a regulator, we are much more focusing how to reduce administrative burden for the companies, how to improve the cooperation between banks and the fintechs, because it is also one of the important pillars for development, how to support RegTech companies to grow because they are promoting and they are ensuring the awareness of AML processes within a country and within a different organization. And of course, we would like to also to increase the capacity of our innovation hub to be not only the platform for the consultancy, but also the platform for expertise in the much more higher experience. And of course, we are addressing global financial service providers. So the companies who would like to start operate in Latvia, it is the first entry point for them how to go. As per current fintech developments that could be seen on the next page, we see that increasing the number of applications, not only Innovation Hub, but also the companies that are starting to go into the cloud solution, who are using digital onboarding. We see that banking and insurance sectors are number one adapting right now the different kinds of technologies. And of course, we see the growing number of different types of the algorithms, auto investing tools, data models. We see robot consultancy and the chatbots that are coming to us. And they are asking what and how to build and be compliant with within a supervision framework or be compliant within a regulator framework. And of course, AI is one of our current focuses internally and externally in order to understand what kind of values it could bring to customers and what kind of brings it goes and gives to us. And at the end of my presentation, on the next page, I would like to also to share what are our main challenges, what we do see, and what kind of focuses we have, and where is our our attention. Of course, we see that the dependence from IT function is growing due to digitalization. It is growing not only in a fintech, but it's growing in banking, in insurance, it's growing horizontally. And we see that the dependency level is really crucial. That's why the information security systems and cybersecurity risk in different aspects currently, as for us, as for regulator, is the #1 risk that we are following and we see as it was significant. We see the significant increase in cloud computing services, especially in Latvia right now, especially during the last 2 years, and we are supervising how those providers are providing the services to our companies who are actually adapting from them the critical financial infrastructures. And of course, the role of dependency of third-party providers and outsourcing services, it is of our concern. As you saw, the DORA regulation is coming, and the DORA is mandatory, will also be for the fintech companies, and we need to work more and to see how we can help companies to understand what are those risks and how we shall, as a regulator, to set up the frameworks and do not allow the concentration risks or different type of risk within the financial sector. And of course, as there is no prudential supervision of crypto asset service providers and no national regulations, it is also one of the challenges that we see, because we will be able to onboard new customers for us, new market participants, and create specific regulatory framework and specific supervision framework for us that will be absolutely new for us as a supervisors and for the industry, for them to be regulated. And of course, the implementation of DORA and MiCA, they are top priorities for now as the supervisors. Here, I would like to also to use the opportunity to thank you, all of you, for inviting. And that is the end of my presentation. And that are our main challenges. And I say that the more we are speaking with the colleagues from the different NCAs, we see that our challenges are very, very similar. All of us are concentrating now on how DORA and MiCA will be adapted by country level and how to decrease the risks that we are interpreting the same regulation in a different way. And that's how we can give our companies to grow. And my last slide also, just if some of the companies would like to see and be presented in Latvia. So regulatory is one of the central point when you can get the access and support. Thank you very much for having me, and that is the last slide from my side.